So I hear things, and it just makes me kind of realize where we are as a society. I was listening to one of my favorite shows, Breakfast Club, and they were talking about Trump's tariffs, and they were saying that Walmart is now letting its customers know that the tariffs are hitting them hard. They're feeling the squeeze, and they won't be able to absorb all of the price increases from the public. And immediately I call bullshit. The Waltons, those people that own Walmart, are multi-billionaires. They're not even millionaires. They're multi-billionaires. They can absorb the cost. They can absorb the cost and probably wouldn't miss a beat. They would still be able to go to whatever country club that they frequent. They would still be able to get whatever massages and probably drink their imported waters and so on and so forth. They would not miss a beat. Why is that important? Why is it important? I'll tell you that in a minute. I heard another story on the Breakfast Club where they were saying that this town in California, Altadena, which apparently is right beside Pasadena, and they were right, I've never heard of this town before, but it's a historically black town. And they were talking about one of the individuals in the town who had been there for generations, originally bought his house for $33,000. That house is now worth $2.5 million, and it got burned up in those great LA fires. Great not as in yay, but great as in, it was a big ass fire. His house got burned in the LA fires, and the insurance company is only trying to pay him $500,000 for that house. Why is that important? Why are the tariffs important? Because I'm realizing that human society has reduced itself to this apathetic mass of people who worship nothing but money. The God we all worship. I keep saying that, and I mean it. It's the God we all worship, money. We no longer have a democratic republic, due in large part to the fact that we don't stick together as a republic. If you look at a lot of the different societies that have prospered, at least for a time, those societies that have gone to a revolution, hell, you can look back at American history. When those poor people stuck together from England, if the stories are true, because we know history has been written by the victor. But either way, those poor people who, were sick of taxation without representation, who wanted a better life for themselves, who wanted to just go out and forge a new path on their own, by the skin of their own teeth and the sweat of their own brow, chopping down trees and building their own log cabins and working their own land and things like that. Those people stood together and said, "Fuck England. We're not doing this. We're not going to be subject to the crown. We're not going to be subject to the whims of a king that's thousands of miles away when we're over here fighting off lions and wolves and bears and trying to make our own way in the world, doing what we can do best." They stuck together. If you look at the revolution in Haiti, where they are rebelling against their captors and the colonizers, some of the stuff that's happening in parts of Africa right now, when people stick together, we're powerful, and we're able to achieve, and this is going to sound cheesy, but it's true, we're able to achieve whatever we want to achieve because we have each other's backs. But when you hear stories like Walmart, those billionaires could actually push back. If, in fact, those billionaires, if they weren't so concerned about making their billions, and of course, somebody who's not a billionaire is going to definitely say, you shouldn't be so concerned about making billions. You should be fighting for the people. Of course, then I'm going to say that. But in actuality, there's truth in that. Because if those billionaires said, "Nah, Trump, we're not doing this. We're not, I understand that you're trying to equalize whatever, but all it's going to do is cause harm to the American people. And either we're going to have to spend more money or they're going to end up spending less money because they don't have as much as we have to spend. We're pushing back. You go find another way to achieve whatever goal that you're going to achieve." If we stuck together, we'd be fine. If insurance companies, and this is the biggest fucking hack that I think of in life. You have to have car insurance. You have to have, rental insurance or mortgage insurance or whatever. You have to have these things, and you end up paying monthly so much into all of these things, only to have those people then decide, you can't have all of the money that you probably have paid into it. You're not entitled. Like I said, the gentleman's house is worth $2.5 million. If you have insurance, why are they not paying you the $2.5 million? And I don't want to hear any bullshit ass, oh, well, you have to go for the appraisal and it's according to the value of this and that. And no. If the house is worth that, if the house appraises for $2.5 million and you've insured that home, unless it's explicitly said somewhere that you're only insuring up to the value that you pay for the home, that man should be getting $2.5 million. I don't care what color the person is. This is a thing against the insurance companies and how they rob us, because at the same time, yeah, they would have to pay out $2.5 million for that man's house. Hell, they might have to pay out the whole neighborhood if they were doing it right. Guess what the rest of the country is still doing for that insurance company? Making insurance payments consistently. So that money that you may have to pay out to those one or two individuals, you're getting that back probably tomorrow. Like, it's not going to take the insurance company that long to make it back. But what's the insurance company more concerned with? They're concerned with their bottom line. They're concerned with the fact that they want to pay out certain bonuses at the end of the year. They're concerned with the fact that they want to make certain profits by the end of the year. So yeah, we can absorb some, and we as the American people think, oh, they're nice, they're trying to absorb some of it, but they're going to pull the plug when they're like, nah, we can't make how many profits? Oh no, we're not doing that. Oh, I'm sorry, American people, we can only absorb but so much. The rest of this is going to fall on you. And we as the American people are like, okay, we'll still buy your stuff even though we got to spend twice as much for it. We're okay, we're good, we'll do that. Why can't we stick together as a people, whether you're rich or poor, and be like, no, this is wrong for America. This is wrong for the masses. This is something that we're not good for. Like, it's fine to talk about American pride when all of America is on the same page. When the American president and the American people are rebelling and fighting against tyranny from another nation and things like that, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand fighting for your country and stuff like that. But when it's just the American president that's trying to enrich himself, or the American president that has a vendetta against a certain country, and I'm not just talking about Trump here, several presidents have done personal things in office and used the pride of America and our American camaraderie to justify it and to say that, hey, we need to stick together on this and we need to move together as a nation. But you as our leader aren't moving together with us. You aren't trying to do things that are better for us. You're giving us these marginal wins that you want us to celebrate. Takes me back to a plantation. When you're only feeding people scraps and crumbs, and then you give them an extra piece of cornbread, oh, they're fucking happy. Oh shit, I got some food. Woo! Massa's great. No, Massa ain't great. Massa gave you an extra piece of cornbread because Massa don't even like that fucking cornbread. And it cost him 2 pennies to make. Sure, he's giving you an extra piece of cornbread. This motherfucker's upstairs eating lobster and ham and ribs and ostrich and shit. He's getting meats and shit transported in so that he can enjoy them shits. You are happy with your extra piece of cornbread and you're running around like they did something for you. Oh shit, they good to us. You know, the stimulus checks. Oh shit, you got $1,200 or $2,500. Thank you, government. Thank you for everything. Do you know how much motherfuckers are paying in taxes? Do you know how much of this is going to the defense budget that you see none of? All of these fucking jets that we brag about, yes, we have the strongest military in the world. And yes, as a country, there is definitely a need to have the strongest military in the world. Do we need to be giving billions and billions of dollars out to fucking companies like Northrop Grumman and Boeing just to build a fucking jet that we might use? We might pick the contract up and tell them to give us 35 more, as opposed to us repairing the jets that we already have that we made 5 years ago that we could probably retrofit and make work. Like, we don't really understand what the fuck is happening to us and how much we're being fucked because we don't stick together. We're so concerned with just grabbing whatever chips fall off the table. We're so concerned with trying to be greedy and trying to get as much money as possible that we don't see that we're fucking each other. We're not supporting each other. We're not backing each other. This can apply to any community that you want, because eventually, once you get to a certain point, you stop looking out for the guy that's next to you and you start looking out for yourself. And that shit is ingrained and taught to us on a regular basis, so much so to the point we're happy when it happens. Welcome to the midlife crisis, America. This is what all of these videos are basically about. This is the viewpoint that you get from the vantage point of living on this planet for so long and seeing the bullshit that actually happens. So I think I just had an epiphany, because the question that you ask is, what do we do about it now? Now that we know that this is true, how do we change this? How do we get the message out to everybody so that everybody knows that it's true and knows that there's more power in us sticking together? Sure, we may not be as rich initially from sticking together, but if we continue to stick together, that money comes. It just doesn't come immediately. How do we get this message out so that most people understand what we need to do, which is basically sticking together and fighting together as a group of people against these one or two greedy motherfuckers that would change the world only to benefit them?